He lived in a crumbling house, drove a rusted car, wore the same patched jacket for a decade. His son grew up believing they were one missed paycheck away from ruin. But here's the twist. The man sitting across from that boy at their dim kitchen table was a millionaire. Why would a father lie about being poor? What kind of man hides his wealth from his own child? The answer? One who understood a secret so profound, it would redefine everything his son thought he knew about life, money, and the true meaning of riches. This is not a story about money. It's a story about mirrors, mirrors that reflect back not what is, but what matters. Meet James Carter. To outsiders, he was a mechanic. Calloused hands, faded jeans, a man who counted coupons at the grocery store. His son, Ethan, grew up in a world of hand-me-downs and humility. No flashy toys, no designer labels. Just a father who insisted on fixing broken toasters instead of buying new ones, who planted vegetables in their backyard, who said no to extravagance and yes to simplicity. But beneath the surface, James wasn't poor. Far from it. His bank accounts whispered a different story, one he deliberately kept silent. While Ethan's friends flaunted the latest gadgets, James taught his son to find joy in library books, in starry nights by a campfire, in the smell of homemade bread. "We can't afford it," he'd say, and Ethan believed him, until the day doubt crept in. One autumn evening, 14-year-old Ethan slammed his math textbook shut. "Dad, why are we so poor?" The question hung in the air like a challenge. James didn't flinch. He leaned forward, eyes glinting with something Ethan couldn't name. Pride, sorrow, or a truth too heavy for words. "Son," he began, "do we have food?" "Yes." "But do we have a home?" "Yes, but the roof leaks." "Do we have love?" Ethan froze. The anger drained from his voice. "Yes," James smiled. "Then we're not poor. We're rich in the things that outlast money." In that moment, the mirrors shifted. Ethan saw the cracks in their walls not as shame, but as proof. Proof they'd chosen a different kind of wealth. A wealth that couldn't be stolen, taxed, or spent. A wealth built on gratitude, on enoughness, on the quiet courage to live by values, not vanity. Years later, Ethan would build a tech empire. He'd own skyscrapers, yet live in a modest apartment, drive a used sedan, cook meals in the same cast-iron skillet his father taught him to season. Reporters called him the billionaire who acts broke. But Ethan, he knew the truth. On the day James passed away, he left Ethan two things: a letter and the revelation of the fortune he'd quietly amassed. The letter read, "Son, money is a tool, never a master. I gave you scarcity so you'd learn abundance. I gave you simplicity so you'd find freedom. The greatest gift I could leave you isn't in a bank, it's in your heart." So, what makes a family truly rich? Is it the size of their house? The shine of their cars? Or is it something quieter? Something deeper? Something no dollar can buy, but every soul can choose? True wealth isn't about having everything, but wanting enough.